What's up, guys? I chose to dub this video because my live commentary was a little bit low volume-wise. So you'll see me watch the video here. I'll talk over it, what I do and why. So let's head into it. I want to say beforehand though that I play uppies here mostly because I opted to help another player who did not have a freedom. I gave mine to him and I used uppies to get myself out of it. This is probably not optimal. Spec out of uppies if you play Mindbender and play the correct spec. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so at the start here, I usually just put up a dot, and then when my combat timer hits 1 second, I started my Rapture ramp. And the way that I played this was I tried to make sure I used just one Radiance here. There's one Radiance, and then I use a Mindbender. Then I used Halo, Mind Blast, and Penance. And then what happens here is the dispels. I am the second dispel here, so I start moving in after I've been out in the correct position there. I dispel, and then I move in, and I use my personals here. And then I cycle one Radiance here with Mind Blast and Penance. And at 35 seconds into the fight, on the combat timer, I start my Event ramp here, and this is for the Roots and Falling Star. And this is where I use uppies to break Roots, just to get out of it. I don't have full coverage here, but that's fine. So I do this, and then I get myself out of it immediately, just to get out of the Roots. And then I try to crank hard here. I want to make sure that we're healthy for the Falling Star that went off there. And then after that, I ripped Halo to top us up again. And we have the Dispels, and then I'm moving back in. And here I use Barrier and 1 Radiance. I didn't use my personal here, and I ended up dying. That's completely on me. Anyway, after this, nothing really happens. You're just dodging the beams, and you're watching the, your teammates. Make sure you're not on top of too many people, but at least close to the, main stack. Grab a feather, and you try to be as fast as possible here. I'm not sure if I did all of my assigned, little green thingies. I think I missed one of them, but, we always had somebody go there. I missed that one as well. That's fine. And when I land here, no matter what, I kind of stressed it a bit, but I want to use my first Radiance here. Basically, I want to put Radiance on cooldown as fast as possible. And my guide here was when he started casting Supernova. And you can see me using my Radiances quite early, not going for that full coverage. And as you prog this Supernova doesn't last as long eventually. You have Lust here, etc. if you're playing the fight properly. But you can at least do some healing there. Anyway, after this I move into the Dispel positions. And at 18 seconds on the Seeds timer in my bigwigs, I start my Event ramp here. This is quite early. And the reason for this is because I want to have my Radiances available for the following ramps for the next set of Seeds. Both of the next set of Seeds. And then I move in here after the Dispels, make sure my Penance and Shadow Death are sent into the Roots plus the Seeds damage. And I get my second Penance out for the movement there so that I can soak a seed. And then we move out for Dispels again, and I start my Rapture ramp as they go out. And then we get a Falling Star here, so I usually try and spot heal a bit with my Rapture, make sure people are healthy. And then double rad. And then I do my normal rotation here, try to do as much healing as possible, soak a seed, and I get freedomed here, which is why I'm standing so far out. If you're not getting freedomed here, obviously you need to get in, but that's fine. I focused a lot on getting those smites out there. I needed some CDR on my Mindbender, and I still do, so I'm gonna send another smite in between, I think. And this is the last seeds that I'm ramping for here. And the goal here is to keep us healthy for the Falling Star coming up. That's the main goal here. So big crank, Penance and Shadow Death is sent into the damage before the Falling Star goes out. And what this does is make sure people aren't actually low enough for that Falling Star to tip them over the edge. And here we go again, we just grab a feather, try to be as fast as possible. This one is a bit tighter. Tindral is super fast here, I don't know what happened. He took meth on the way to, on this platform. Anyway. Just the same as the first one, except it's not as tight with Radiances here, so I usually try to go a bit wider, but I was late here, so I don't think I ended up going that wide. Feel free to ramp with flash heal here as well if you need to, if people are super low. Go. And then I'm just cranking. And it's very important that you like watch the kind of timing of the damage that goes out from the supernova. Make sure you're like keeping people topped and sending your big spells into the hits. Okay, next order of business. We're watching that seeds timer. I'm dodging these, and then I usually start my ramp at like 11 seconds on the seeds. We're stacked up for roots here. We're gonna get a fire beam on us. And I'm gonna call for a spatial paradox here, so I can soak seeds while I'm in my ramp and healing us. So there you go, I have my spatial, and I'm just watching where we need to grab a seed. Grabbed one quite far in my side here. Next order of business is the dispels. I'm quite out of position here, but usually I'd be where they are in a good world. Do my dispel, and now I'm looking at my next ramp. I'm watching that seeds timer. 10 seconds or so, I usually start my ramp here, and that's Rapture. See me start. And we're gonna get roots here. This is where I use a strong personal. I had a pain suppression here on myself. And I rad. And I usually do fat healing here. Took a seed on my side again. What's gonna happen now is we're gonna have the weird set of dispels where everything is kind of mirrored to how you usually play it. We only had one healer stand out here so that all the ads from us could walk in, but I get freedomed here. And I get gripped for the dispel, and then I move out dispel, and then usually I take gateway here, but I didn't this time. That's fine. So, what's gonna happen next is, I think I panic a little bit here, but the ideal way you play this part is you ramp for these seeds like now. Okay, never mind, I didn't panic. I did this perfectly. Okay. So yeah, 10 seconds on these seeds, I start my ramp. This isn't a super dangerous set. I'll explain later. So I rad, and this is my ashes. I want to keep us super healthy here. I could have taken that seed. I don't know why I didn't. These spells panicked a lot this game. Anyway, so this is where things get really sketchy. This is where we used barrier. This falling star can just kill you. Red link and barrier, and we were super fine. So now what I'm doing is I'm looking at my next ramp. I cleared my root there, and the next seeds I start at 10 seconds. You can see here, this was 11 seconds or so actually. We're gonna have roots now, and we're dodging the beams and watching their trajectories that we don't get caught here. Evanch, and this is just big pump. People are freeing themselves here as well, so you can see the treants coming out. But we're in execute, so our healing here is insane. What ends up happening here though is we get the dispels. We're not dispelling these, so we spot heal them. I'm just sending big heals into them. Sending a radiance here, and just DPSing. Good shit. So, if only I hadn't died, this would have been a really nice pull for me. But like I said, I had a really whack job on this fight. The upside is that we gained a bunch of boss damage by me doing this for the team. But yeah, Disc Priest is super good here. Just as a note as well, you can either play Mindbender or Shadow Fiend here. I personally think Mindbender is better. I have not been able to prove myself wrong when playing Shadow Fiend. I usually do way better with Mindbender. The reason for this is because you get Mindbender up for every seed set in every single phase, as well as the fact that you get it up for every supernova, right? So you don't miss any mechanic. With Shadow Fiend, you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket more so than with Mindbender. Anyway, hopefully this dubbed commentary does you well, and thanks for watching. I will probably make a video once for Rock Dice as well. Yeah.